What's going on, everybody? Welcome to the Curtain Call Podcast. I'm your boy, the Spanish Fly, and always with me, my tag team partner, Nacho. Nacho, tell them what's up, man.
What's up, everybody? Elimination Chamber is gone. It happened, it came, it went, and boy, did it leave an
Wow.
impact. This was a Elimination Chamber to remember, and surely an event that will shake up the history of the WWE for all of time. I mean, talk about an impact.
Absolutely. Storylines are in place. You can kind of see where some matches are going based on the outcome or the fights in those chambers. You can kind of see what wrestling matches we're going to get at WrestleMania. But one thing I'm going to talk about, we're going to wait for the end, is that the ending of the show was insane. But where do I rank it as all-time heel turns? I've seen a lot of people on the internet saying that it's number one, the best heel turn of all time. You'll be surprised what I have to say. But Nacho, let's not waste any time, man. Let's get right into it. Let's go match by match. Let's take our time with this, marinate it. Let's talk about it before we get to what everybody wants to hear. Nacho, what's the first one, man?
The night started off with the women's chamber match. And we're going to go right into the beginning of this match because before the cage could even close, the music hit. The return that we've been waiting for. The story's been building between Bianca, Naomi, Liv, and Raquel, who attacked Jade Cargill, who kept her out of WWE for all this time. She returns before they can even close the Elimination Chamber doors, and she is lining up towards Liv Morgan, about to punch her. Liv is trembling, shaking. Oh, she's so scared. The only other person in the chamber with her is Naomi. Everybody else is in pods. Bianca is right behind both of them. And just before she swings at Liv, she shuffles to the side and sucker punches Naomi right in the face.
Ooh-wee.
We know now that somehow, some way, Naomi was
Naomi's involved.
She was either the person that attacked or she was involved in the actual attack.
Who put her up to it. Exactly.
Maybe she was sold out. Maybe she was the one that attacked. We don't fully know yet. Bianca even said in the post-event press conference that she's just going to have to talk to both of them and see what's going on. So, still seems like Bianca is out of this. She was having a full-on, like, horror movie scream the whole time the beatdown was happening. She was on her knees, screaming, clawing, trying to get out of the pod. Jade Cargill just absolutely demolishes Naomi to the point where they have to rip her out of the chamber match before the match even is declared started. And then Jade Cargill leaves. Anything else you want to mention about this before we even get into the match?
Walks off. Boy, does she look strong.
I'm
not talking about physically strong. We all know that she's physically strong. She looked strong in the way she was throwing Naomi around like nothing. I love the look on her face. She was stern, no smiling. She came out, she handled business, and then she walked out. I was glad that she didn't try to enter in the elimination chamber like we've seen so many times in the past. Somebody get beat up and they enter themselves in the chamber to take the place. I'm glad nobody else from the back came out and was added to the match. I think it would have took away from the beating. It was a good chamber match for those women. Bianca and Liv with the whip of the hair. Good grief.
She's bleeding.
And for me, my MVP of the chamber was Liv Morgan. Liv Morgan took a beating.
Many beatings.
She came out bruised, bloody, but by far, she was the biggest MVP of that match. She may not have gotten over. I mean, gone over, but she got over. She
Yeah.
got over big time.
Yeah.
So your prediction was right. I wanted Liv. You wanted Bianca. Bianca goes off. She's going on to Mania.
Not a heel though. Not a heel.
As it stands, we don't know what might transpire.
Yeah.
But we still have Monday night to see what happens. But it's very interesting what's going on there.
Monday night we're gonna have Rhea Ripley versus Io Sky for the Women's World Championship, and they both met up with Bianca right after the match. First it was Rhea staring down Bianca, and Io came up behind her like, "Hey, I still have a shot at this.
Yeah, don't forget
I'm
about
still in the
me.
picture
I'm
here.
still
Don't forget
here.
about me. I flew all the way to Toronto."
Yeah, it's definitely going to be something very interesting to see what happens on Monday. I'm excited. But it was the women's chamber was better than I expected it to be. I knew it was going to be good, but it surpassed my expectations. And so I'm going to be honest with you, I'm not the biggest Bianca fan. I'm waiting for her to turn heel. I mean, I think she'll be better as a heel, but for the time being, it is what it is. It looks like Bianca Belair yesterday night punched her ticket to WrestleMania, so we'll see where it goes from there.
Yeah, I thought it was a little bit of a slow start. I think that Jade coming in before the match even started really slowed the momentum because of how shocking it was. Everyone was just wondering what was going on with that. Bianca was still freaking out. Liv Morgan really carried, like you said, building that momentum back up. I think that they started releasing the pods a little sooner than they were supposed to. It seemed like everybody just started like left and right, like releasing. Yeah. I don't think Bayley had a very good showing in the match at all, which is a little unfortunate.
Yeah.
Alexa too, she didn't get that much to do, just being released last, but she did have her nice moment with the Abigail DDT, which is pretty cool.
Roxanne looked good.
Roxanne looked pretty good in it. She had some nice spots. She meshed well with all the different women. So yeah. Overall, I enjoyed it.
Good. So we got 2 thumbs up for that match.
Yeah.
What's the next
we
one,
both
Nacho?
predicted the top 2 too. So
yeah.
Moving into the next one, we did not have high hopes for this match at all. If you watched our prediction video, we started with this one because we went in order of the matches we were kind of most anticipating to least anticipating, or vice versa. We did not have any high hopes for this match at all. Coming out of it, I think we were right. It was definitely a nice showing for Team Trishy Time. I think that they wanted to give Trish a match in Toronto. They wanted to give Tiffy something with her. They should have just had them feud, honestly, because it just felt really random and really rushed to have them just repeat this Nia Jax feud. I'm hoping this is maybe the last of it, but who knows? Probably not, if we've seen the way that they're handling Tiffy's title reign. But yeah, I mean, we saw that Trishy Time came out on top. Why would they not? But yeah, that's all I really have to say about that.
Yeah, I don't really want to get into my predictions for Mania with Tiffany and Charlotte, but they're not making Tiffany look strong right now. I mean, last night was all filler. I mean, I know. Look, man, I'm not a wrestler. I'm not gonna pretend I know how to I'm not going down that road. But I do see things with my eyes. And I've been watching wrestling for a long time. I remember when Trish Stratus started. Whoever tells me that Trish Stratus is a great wrestler, they're full of it. They're full of it. And I don't want to hear, but she's older now. No, because there's some old heads that get in the ring and they know how to go off. So if you're going to sit there and tell me that Trish is a great wrestler, you obviously don't know wrestling. Everybody in that match last night had to stoop down to her level. I don't care that she's wrestling in front of her kids for the first time. That's not my problem. My thing is, I want to watch a great show, and I want to see my women champion be put in a position on that I say that woman is going to retain her title at WrestleMania. And what they're showing me is the complete opposite, because the GOAT of the women's division is Charlotte Flair. Simple as that. So I didn't need to see that match last night. I think what they're doing with Candice LeRae, it bothers me too, because if you've seen Candice LeRae fight outside of the WWE, she can go. She fought guys. She's gone up against Kevin Owens. She's gone up against the Young Bucks. She can, Kenny Omega. She can go. But she got to dumb herself down. I hope they do something with her.
Did you hear what they said about her on commentary?
What?
I don't know who it was. It might have been Wade. I don't know who it was. But somebody said, like, she had no relevancy until she decided to join up with Nia Jax. Her storyline was going nowhere.
So you're gonna discredit everything she did in NXT with the way and all that. Nacho, it was next match. It was dumb.
Next up, this one we had pretty high hopes for. Going into it, the what was it called? Unsanctioned match. They even had the ref in street clothes. It looked weird to see him in just casual clothes. I'm not gonna lie.
Put a pin in that because I'll put a pin in that because I want to come back to that what you just mentioned. The ref. Go ahead.
Okay. But it was between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, two best friends, or at least they used to be. Last time we saw this matchup was El Generico and Kevin Steen, at least in an unsanctioned match. And I'm going to be honest with you. The way that this match went, at least with my viewing party, it was a little bit of a slow burn for us. I'm not going to lie. It was a slow burn for us. I think I might have overhyped it in my mind. It really did not take off for me until this barbed wire chair came out. I think that in my mind, I envisioned this just being an all-out brawl. There was going to be blood. There was going to be all this stuff happening. And I still will say that I found enjoyment in the match. I think that they told a really good story. I think both men told a really good story. You could see how much they were putting into it. There wasn't really any blood. I think that was because, for the most part, with the barbed wire chair, it was hit where his shirt was, so it kind of covered up whatever kind of damage was done. In the end, Kevin Owens took out Sami Zayn, took things a little too far, and somebody else had to come out to stop him. But before we get into that, what did you think of the match overall?
I thought it was the match of the night. And I'm going to tell you why. If you watch the pod, whoever's listening, if you listen to the podcast, our predictions, I said, I hope it's bloody. And I did. That's what I hoped for. To me, the storytelling between the two, every move that they did, if you go back and you watch, that's why I always tell people whenever they watch something, after they watch the PLE event, because we have the opportunity of going back and watching it, I always tell people, go back and watch that show again. Like, go back and watch it. Or the match. Everything they did, there was meaning behind the move. They weren't doing headlock, arm drags. No, they were in a brawl. And they wanted to make sure that whatever they did was going to hurt and allow them to get a victory. Mm-hmm. The way Kevin worked the neck of Sami, the way Sami was making his fiery comeback, the fisherman suplex that Sami hit him and then Kevin bounces up, turns around, and he hits him again on the chair, the way the chair folded.
The chair collapsed in on itself.
It was amazing. To me, it was great storytelling And then these guys are so professional, man. Something as simple as he goes to powerbomb him on the outside of the apron. So I'm sure it's supposed to be, we're going to do it 2 times. He does it the first time. The second time, he doesn't get him up all the way. And instead of readjusting, Sammy gives him the last hoorah, trying to get it. Kevin breaks him down, picks him up again. Boom. To me, that's storytelling.
Mm-hmm.
That's storytelling when they can grab you like that. And it was so good that when it was done, I said, I didn't even need blood. The blood wouldn't have made the difference. It wouldn't have made a difference. To me, I thought it was good. I liked the way they started off. They were going at it. I love that the referee was in all black. And the reason I said put a pin in that, Nacho, is because if Vince McMahon was in charge, as soon as the referee that's dressed in all black, as soon as he went down, the next referee, guess what? He was going to be dressed in all black. And that lets us know, oh, okay, they had him in the wing. But because the next referee was in the sanctioned clothes, because we weren't expecting a referee to go down, that's what I love about this, man. This is what I love about storytelling in wrestling. It was to me, it was a cinematic episode of 2 great friends going at it. And to see the way it ended, to see the look in Kevin's eyes when it was all over with, he wins. They're trying to tell him to stop. There's something key that happened. I'm going right into it. The music hits.
I was so excited.
The roof pops off the place. 99.9% of the times, Nacho, when a wrestler that has injured another wrestler and put them on the shelf, when that wrestler returns, there he is. Nacho, when that wrestler returns and their music hits, the bad guy always does this and gets scared. Did you see Kevin's eyes? He went like, dude, I'm so ready for this. I don't care. I'm ready. And when they started going at it, and good old Randall Keith Orton got the upper hand. And he grabs that chair. And Kevin's in position of the punt that we haven't seen in about 6, 7 years. 10 years maybe. And he throws the chair down. And you can feel through the TV, the crowd's ready for the punt.
Mm-hmm.
They teased us with it.
They framed it perfectly. The camera
angle was so good.
Perfect.
Nacho, we both said Randy would win, right? I mean, we both said Kevin would win because it needed to set something up for WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to see a non-sanctioned fight between Randy and Kevin Owens at WrestleMania. I loved it. I can accept that you thought it was slow burn. That to me, that's fine. I don't want no one to feel like they need to think like I think. That's why I love having these conversations with you, because we do get 2 perspectives of it. But for me, for my taste, I thought it was gorgeously done. I really loved it.
I'm going to be honest with you. I'll be honest that a majority of the stuff that I have seen today and what people are talking about today is something that is overshadowing this match, at least in the news, with all this stuff going on. And I think if I had seen more talk of this or had more clips come up where I was rewatching this, I would have maybe felt differently. Because I'll be honest, even just from hearing you talk about it, it's making me like this match a little bit more. But the majority of what I saw today has not been this. And so the only real
Yeah,
perception I have is from watching it last night. And I think if I
yeah.
did, like you said, go back and rewatch it, maybe I would have picked up on things I didn't
But
see
you,
before,
but
or
you know what,
without having
Nacho?
that like anticipation, it would have cushioned the blow a little bit of my like over expectations.
But you know what, Nacho? The majority of fans, and I dare to say probably 90% of fans that are passionate about wrestling, normally the only thing they remember is the last thing.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes those other matches get lost in the shuffle. A
Yeah.
perfect example is when Kevin Owens fought Chris Jericho at WrestleMania. I think
Okay.
they went on number 1 or number 2, or I think they were on like number 2 or 3 or whatever. I forgot when they, but it should have been a main event
Is that the big
because
one that
that
Chris
was the
Jericho
year
talks
that they,
about?
yeah, that was the year that
Mm-hmm.
it was the Festival of Friendship. That story was so great.
Mm-hmm.
And it gets lost in the shuffle because of people remember the last thing that they saw. Last night was another example. I thought it was a phenomenal match. If you listen to the crowd, if you put it on, sometimes I like to put it on and close my eyes and hear the crowd. Sometimes
Uh-huh.
I like to put it on and mute the TV. That way I can just see the action and not be influenced by the commentary. Because
Yeah.
sometimes the commentary could easily influence you that it's the greatest match of all time, and you're like, yeah, it is. And actually the match is crap.
Mm-hmm.
So when I'm watching it and I'm listening to the crowd the whole entire time, and every time from the middle to the end, every time they looked at the crowd was going, I mean, faces,
Oh yeah. The
guys with
close-ups
their
on them.
hands in their mouth. It was, to me, it was great, man. It was a great match. Of course, it's not gonna be talked about because of what happened last night.
Yeah.
Insane. But I think it was a great match. I thought it was the match of the night, man. But
It was funny
it was
because
good.
when Randy came back, I had it in my head. This is the moment he's coming back. This is the moment he's coming back. And I said out loud, I started singing the song, and then Chase goes, "Randy's not coming back till WrestleMania." And as soon as he finished that sentence, "Higher voices," and we all started laughing. I was like, perfect timing. I pointed at him. I said, "Told you." I was
The
so
only
excited.
thing I would have liked, and this is me nitpicking now. All right. Now let's nitpick. The only thing I would have preferred if Randy Orton was in street clothes.
But that new gear he had looked cool, and he looked
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
He looked
And
good.
he looked like he shed some weight. Randy
That's
looks
why I thought
phenomenal,
he
man.
still looks cut. He
He
still looks
looks,
great,
yeah, oh yeah, he's definitely chiseled and cut. But
but he's not as fit.
Randy was more swole before he
Mm-hmm.
left, like he was woo,
Oh, I can tell that.
Debo swole. Now it looked like he slimmed down, but he is
He's
his
like in the
physique,
middle of his
dude.
like.
Yeah,
He's like in
his
the
physique
middle.
is amazing. He's amazing. Way to go!
So
I'm glad Randy's back.
me
Give
too.
it up for
I can't
Randy. I
wait.
know that's right. All
I
right, man.
can't
What's the
wait.
next one?
Next up, big talk. We had the Elimination Chamber for the men to almost close out the show. Um, there was talk before this pay per view started that this was going to be the main event. This is going to be what's closing out the show, and what we saw is that is not what happened. So
Good.
going
I'm
into this
glad.
match, yeah, going into this match, I had predicted Seth freaking Rollins, and you had predicted.
Seth Rollins.
So the
We need to
outcome,
talk about text
obviously,
messages.
we got to talk about text messages.
We got to talk text messages because we were talking, um, and I told you Punk, Cena, or Rollins. I couldn't make up my mind as it was getting closer and closer and closer.
You want to know something funny about that?
Yeah.
This has never happened before with Peacock. In all the time that I've been watching wrestling on Peacock, never happened. Like at the point where everyone had been released from the chambers in this match or the pods, Peacock stopped our stream and said, "Are you still watching?" and froze it. So I was like
Really?
a minute behind because we were trying to get it to unpause. It would not. So when you sent me that,
Oh, it didn't
I
do
was
that
just
for
like, oh,
me.
oh. I was just like, oh, I can't look. I can't look anywhere. So we were
Yeah.
behind for the rest of the night.
So as we're watching it, I tell my son, it's gonna be Cena. It's oh my God, it's gonna be Cena. And it gets closer and closer, and I'm like, oh my God, it's gonna be Cena. And then we'll get into the ending, but I thought it was a good chamber. I thought it was
It
a
was a
good
good
chamber.
chamber. Yeah, I thought everybody had
I,
a little bit of a moment for themselves.
they
I
had
was
their moment.
surprised. A lot of people today have been talking about how they thought Damien was the main outlier of the match, which I was surprised about. I didn't get that feeling. A lot of people said he felt like he was out of place and didn't fit in with the storyline, but I didn't think anyone felt like they were out of place in this matchup. I thought
No.
he had a great spot with Drew, where he did that the Undertaker move up on the rope, and kind of added his own little flair to it. I thought Drew had a
Uh-huh.
great moment in the match. Even if I think he got out a little sooner than I would have liked. I would have liked to see him interact with Punk a little bit in there. He got out before Punk even was in the match. But definitely
But you know
that
what? But hold on, hold that thought. To me, I thought that was great that he got out before Punk got in there
because he
because
didn't get to have that moment.
he didn't get to have his moment. He didn't get to get his hands on Punk. So here's the problem with Drew. Once again, his temper got the best of him
Yep.
because he Claymores John Cena, pinned the guy.
Yeah.
But you start talking smack, and guess
True.
what? Well, just like you talk smack at WrestleMania, and Damian Priest beat you, Damian Priest comes, rolls him up 1, 2, 3. And I thought that the Claymore, I thought that what he did, it was good.
It
It
was
was
perfect
good.
when that happened. I even wrote this down. I don't need it because I remember it, but it resonated with me so much when it happened. I was like, this is important. As soon as they do the 1, 2, 3, camera gets close to Drew. We have that same like type shot, like
Yeah.
when he got eliminated from the Rumble, and then it pans to the right, and you see him look at the WrestleMania sign and realize this
Great.
shot is God.
It's great cinematic television. Man, I'm
I was
telling
like,
you. And
oh.
then the crazy part is, after it does that, it goes back to Drew and it pans back. And go back and watch and CM Punk is going, he's laughing at him. Oh, and then CM Punk goes like this, points at the sound like, what happened? What happened? It was
Oh,
good. It
it
was
was really
good.
good. Then Logan gets out Damien. So
Yeah.
Damien's out
How
of
you
there.
feel about that?
That was fine. I don't like Logan Paul, so anytime I see
I
him
don't
do
like
anything, I'm gonna be like,
let's put it out there. Here on the Curtain Call podcast, we don't like Logan Paul. Whatever. But I thought it was good that he got him out because it wasn't that he eliminated Damian Priest. No. Damian Priest got laid out.
yeah,
And he just added hot sauce to what was already cooked.
yeah.
So that was pretty good. I would say I liked when Logan took a nice go to sleep. I thought he took it really good. I
He was
liked the
great
way
in the
he
ring.
popped back. Yeah, he was
In the ring, he was
great
great.
wrestling.
Outside of the ring,
Great wrestling.
um,
And then we get down Rollins, Cena, and Punk.
yeah.
Cena, and Punk. A lot of good false finishes.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of good counters and
Mm-hmm.
counter to the counter to the counter to the counter. A lot of good false finishes. And then what happens with Seth Rollins?
He gets out.
He gets out.
And let me
He's
tell you
out.
this to bring Chase back up again. Chase is my brother, for all of you that don't know. He's on the live stream sometimes when we go live, okay? He is such a Drew McIntyre fan. He was already ticked that he was out so early, okay? He threw his hands up in the air, slapped his thighs, ticked. When it's just Punk and Cena, Chase looks at me and he goes, Max, I'm telling you right now, if Punk wins, I'm done. I'm not watching anymore. And I said, calm down.
Why?
Calm down.
But wait a minute, why?
because he likes Drew that much, and Drew hates Punk.
Oh my goodness!
We're both fresh into this, and he is attached to Drew. And when Drew is out and Punk is in final two, he said, "If he wins, I'm done." And I said,
Whoa.
"Whoa!" But
Okay, so
Seth gets out.
I thought he was out of the cage.
Yeah.
I thought he was out of the cage. And we get some falsehoods there with Cena and John. I mean, Cena and Punk. Cena and
They kept
Punk.
canceling out each other's finishers.
Loving it because and you're new to this, but there's history there. There's major feud history. When Punk was leaving the company and he had to fight Cena and he didn't sign his contract, and he told Vince McMahon, "I'm going to win Sunday and I'm taking the belt with me." And they were in Chicago. Go back and watch the entrance to that. The roof, man, it was so loud. Oh my God, what a crazy pop. He comes out of Chicago. He fighting John Cena. The Authority comes down to like screw CM Punk. And what happens? John Cena knocks down Johnny Ace and he gets back in the ring. And all of a sudden he gets to go to sleep. Punk wins, takes the belt, climbs over the barricade, blows Vince McMahon a kiss. It was great. Oh my God, their feud was so good. And to see them two going at it, I was really excited. But I thought Rollins was out.
Wait. Okay, answer me this. Answer me this. Does Cena normally do the ankle lock?
Yeah.
He does? Okay, for some reason I did not have that in my mind, and when he kept trying to
Yeah,
do it and kept
he
slipping on it,
does.
I was like, what is going on here? But
Yeah, he does.
I thought he was out. Is that also where the pipe bomb promo came from? Because Cena was handed the stuff he always wanted his main event? Okay.
During their feud, that's where the pipe bomb promo came out. So there's history there. And all of a sudden we get CM Punk crawling to the ropes, grabs the ropes, has his head sticking a little too far out. And out of nowhere,
goes back to the good cinematography of the WWE right now, okay? They framed this.
out of no beautifully. You get that close up, you got that close up of CM
head.
Punk, and then all of a sudden they pan up. Boom! Beautiful. Beautiful. Seth foaming at the mouth on the outside of the ring.
And then he walked out. He didn't do any more than that.
That's it.
He did what it
just
took.
Waited at the cage.
He did all that he needed to make sure that Punk didn't get that moment. Cena drags Punk back to the middle of the ring.
So now we see that most likely it's going to be Drew and Damian at WrestleMania.
Yep.
Okay. We're going to get Seth and Punk at WrestleMania.
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to get John Cena versus Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania because John Cena comes out winner in the Elimination Chamber.
It's going to be a battle of the big guys.
The crowd is going crazy. You know, my son is a huge John Cena fan. Watched him since he was a little boy, owns a bunch of John Cena shirts and towels, and my son says John Cena's the GOAT. He has that same shirt with the hat and the towel. As soon as they started selling the shirts of the last time is now, he went out and got it instantly. And he's excited. John Cena wins. All of a sudden, doo-doo. Wrestling has more than one royal family. Cody comes out. The crowd is excited. Looking like a champion, like he is. He gets in the ring. Him and John embrace.
Dressed in a suit.
Shook hands. John said, "I'm going to WrestleMania." And they were like, "Yeah." And he said, I'll see you there. Shaking hands. embracing. All of a sudden, if you smell. Well, now we know the segments here.
Yep.
We know what's happening. Cody got to answer The Rock. Are you going to sell your soul, Cody? And Cody standing there waiting for The Rock to come down. The Rock is coming down to the ring with Travis Scott.
Yeah. Random, but cool. He had his little remix of his theme song.
And he comes down.
He had his cool belt, his custom belt.
He gets in the ring. The Rock got in the ring.
Yep.
The Rock touched Cody on the face.
Right by his throat.
And then he comes along. And he says, Cody, the time has come. And I'm going to stand here with my arms open wide. And Cody starts talking, saying he does want everything. Nacho, he said he wanted everything.
Mm-hmm.
He said he wanted all that.
When he said that, I threw my hands up and I said, I was like, he's giving it. For a split second.
Okay.
And his next line.
When he said that, I told my son, and I texted you, and I said, Cena heel turn. And all of a sudden, Cody says, I want it all, but there's a problem, Rock. I sold my soul a long time ago to this business and these fans. So his answer,
hey, Rock, go fuck yourself.
Oh my God, when I heard that, Nacho,
that pop.
You got to understand, I lived through the Attitude Era where all things were said, but that wasn't said.
And not to The Rock.
And not to the final boss.
Mm-mm.
When he said that, the pop in the arena, Michael Cole jumps up to his feet. Pat McAfee, oh my God. Wade Barrett jumps up to his feet. They're like, oh my God, what is going on?
They were speechless at first. It took him a second.
John Cena was pumping his fist.
John Cena was so animated.
Pumping his fist.
He dapped him up.
Dabbed him up. Smiling. And The Rock and John Cena lock eyes.
As they embrace.
The Rock.
Cody has his back to The Rock.
Gives him the... And the look in John Cena's face.
He looked like a robot.
And boy, what a beating they put on my man Cody.
Kicked him in the
they
nuts.
put a whooping on that boy.
They tore those fancy clothes. Beat him bloody.
Smacked him in the face. Punched him in the ear.
Travis punched him a little too hard.
Yeah, Travis need to get a receipt back for that. The first time Cena hits him with the title, you can hear it.
Mm-hmm.
You can hear it. The Rock and Cena, the two Make-A-Wish boys, last night became the Break-A-Wish Foundation. My granddaughter was in the living room with me watching wrestling. When John Cena came out, she was like, John Cena! Loves John Cena. She loves Cody, though.
Mm-hmm.
And The Rock! And when they did that, the look on my granddaughter's face, and then she tells me, Papa, I don't like John Cena and The Rock. She was so angry. Everybody was shocked. What a beating they put on him. Nacho.
Stood on his head.
What you think about this, man?
Okay. I told you about this earlier. I've only been watching wrestling for 2 years, give or take, okay, from the Rumble. Before that, when I was in middle school, okay, this goes back to the green shirt John Cena days. Dark green shirt, okay? Dark green. I watched wrestling. Some of my friends got me to watch wrestling, okay? And John Cena was the guy that I attached to. I didn't really get much attachment to anybody else, but I was there for John Cena. And who was he feuding with at the time? He was feuding with The Rock, okay? And I was so attached to John Cena at this point. My nana got me his shirt, okay, for my birthday. I was wearing jorts because I thought they were cool. Because John Cena, as a middle schooler, this was not a time to be wearing jorts to think you're cool. I boycotted The Rock's movies, okay? I did not watch The Rock's movies until recently. I would not watch The Rock stuff because John Cena was the guy and he was feuding with The Rock and I want to support him. Okay? And last night, obviously now I understand more than I did at the time, but last night I saw these two that feuded that I sided with one of them join hands and join together to take down this ultimate hero of the current era. And I think it's brilliant. Okay? I think it's brilliant. You take all these people were speculating. What are we going to have? John Cena's going to be a babyface, and we're going to have Randy come in as a heel and take the title from him or something. John Cena needs to get the title so he can break the record. Do you still want him to break the record for The Rock? Do you still want him to break the record as his champion? This, to me, and I'm going to pull up a picture, this, to me, is on the level. I'm not going to say because I don't have enough experience, I think, to qualify an argument, at least with everything. I've seen documentaries on this moment. I know about it. I know the impact it had and how big Hulk Hogan was at the time. To me, this is the closest we are going to get to that heel turn of when the Hulk Hogan was that final member that came in with the NWO, okay? It's been talked about a lot. That's all anybody's talking about today. R-Truth thinks that he's still a good guy, okay? R-Truth is, if you saw him on Twitter, he's still on his side. And we might honestly see R-Truth take a beating, or else we might see an R-Truth heel turn. Still gotta see where it goes. But I think in this current era of WWE and of all time, this is the closest we're going to get to that crazy moment.
Okay.
And I have more to say about that later, but I'm going to let you jump in now because I want to hear your take with what you teased at the beginning.
The John Cena heel turn. What I thought about it. I thought it was great. I want to see this from John. If you watch the presser, he came out in the press conference, grabbed the microphone, dropped the mic. Let it go. Excuse me. Nacho. The greatest, there you go, drop it. Nacho. The greatest heel turn of all time was Hulk Hogan. That was the greatest heel turn of all time.
Yeah, still is. Maybe.
The third greatest heel turn of all time is John Cena last night.
Who's second?
The problem with everybody saying that this is the greatest heel turn of all time is their younger generation.
Yeah.
And it's a younger generation that don't know the history of wrestling. You know your history somewhat.
Mm-hmm.
You take pride in knowing the past to understand the present so you can know how to predict what happens in the future.
Mm-hmm.
Hulk Hogan, everyone that of this generation knows of the Hulk Hogan turn because they know of the NWO. So when they say this is the greatest since Hulk Hogan's heel turn, or this has surpassed Hulk Hogan's heel turn, must I remind you guys that there was a man at one point that was so over. What? He was so over. What? Over. And his biggest feud, besides The Rock, was Vince McMahon. And everybody wanted him to put the boots to McMahon. And he would beat Vince McMahon's tail week in and week out. And the McMahon screwed him out of a title, and The Rock became the corporate champion, and they arrested Austin. And Steve, they would do so many things to Stone Cold. Then Stone Cold finally gets his opportunity at WrestleMania against his nemesis, The Rock. And Vince McMahon comes down to the ring and hands Austin the chair. He hits The Rock, beats The Rock up, pins The Rock, has his title. Vince McMahon comes in the ring, and Stone Cold and Vince McMahon shake hands. That is the second greatest heel turn of all time because they feuded for so long. Last night, John Cena and The Rock took a page out of McMahon and Austin because John Cena, like you said, and The Rock had their feuds. Hell, they even set up the WrestleMania main event a year in advance. We saw how The Rock beat John Cena, and John Cena was sitting on the ramp like this. And then the following year, he gets over on The Rock. We saw how they got personal with Cena saying, oh, you got to put your promos on your wrist. And now we see them join forces. Hollywood's biggest stars joining forces. Nacho, we're not going to talk about predictions for WrestleMania. But oh my goodness. Cody just became the greatest, one of probably, arguably the greatest babyface of all time last night.
Yeah.
And this is, I can't wait to hear heel Cena promos. Because yes, was John Cena a bad guy before? Yeah, he was. But he wasn't John Cena.
Yeah.
John Cena blew up when he started doing good and he was a good guy. But that Doctor of Thugonomics Cena, he wasn't John Cena.
Yeah.
Now he's John Cena. Hustle, loyalty, respect. John Cena, make a wish. John Cena, do what's good for business. John Cena, the action star. I want to hear heel. But I will tell you one thing. If we only see John Cena twice from now until WrestleMania, that's going to really tick me off, man.
Yeah, he needs to start showing up.
He needs to show up. There's 48 days left before WrestleMania. He needs to show up.
What
Give me your
shows should he
thoughts.
show up on? What show should he show up on?
Raw. It's on Netflix. There's a wider audience.
True. Or both.
A wider audience.
If he's done filming, show up on both.
Exactly.
Do you think we're gonna keep the Cena theme song, or you think we're gonna get something different?
No. If everybody, whoever watched the John Cena and Chris Van Vliet interview, when they asked him how close was he turning heel one time, he said, "Oh, I was really close. I went out and got new gear, new ring music. I think we see all that. I think we might get to see all that. Why not?
Yeah,
it's his last
time. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I think this is gonna be crazy. I want now we're talking. I mean, this is obviously not WrestleMania, but all the stuff that people were predicting for the way that Cena's last run is going to be handled is kind of flipped on its head.
Yep,
everything's being flipped in reverse. Cena, this is a whole different take than we've seen, at least with this version of him.
Yes,
all these people have to. I mean, I'm curious to see what Travis Scott is going to have involvement in. I don't know if you watched the press conference after, but Dwayne said he's got plans. He said he likes to book pretty far out in the future. He likes the long-term booking. So he said that he has plans for Travis and that Travis is going to mean something going forward. And his involvement wasn't just that he was a rapper that happened to be there. He has plans with him.
Cool.
Um,
Cool. Then I hope he gets his receipt.
Yeah.
He needs his ass whooped.
I think this is all end game going to be a story between Cody and The Rock. I think next year, maybe the year after, we're getting Cody versus The Rock or the final boss. I mean, but yeah, I'm curious. Do you think
All in all, a great PLE.
it was really fun?
It was a good PLE.
It was slightly unexpected. It fulfilled things that we wanted, and all in all, besides the one match, it was every match I would say was a thumbs up.
I agree with you 100%. What I need you guys to do is leave a comment. Tell us what you thought. Tell us what your favorite match is. If you agree or disagree with any one of us, that way we could be able to hear them. Because the greatest thing about what we do is we give our opinions, and our opinions are so different sometimes. But one thing we can agree on is that there isn't a better sport than professional wrestling. I don't care what you say. I am waiting for the day that WWE wins an Oscar, because some of the things they do is so much better than movies. You get all your emotions. You get all your emotions tapped into. In one PLE, they can make you mad, they can make you cry, they can make you happy, they can make you yell of joy and yell because you're ticked off. And that's what it's all about. Of course, we all know at the end of the day, the payoff is the good guy always finds a way to prevail. But before you get to that point, there's going to be a lot of broken hearts. Perfect example, Cody goes to WrestleMania and he lost to Roman. He couldn't finish his story. We had to wait 365 days with obstacles in the middle and a potential not even main eventing.
Yeah.
It's called emotion, people. Emotions were going around. And he finally makes it to WrestleMania, finishes his story. And this is just another one of those things. I cannot wait for 48 days. 48 days. WrestleMania live from Las Vegas. It's going to be, you know what's the worst part about WrestleMania?
What?
That we have to go through night one before we get through night two. And I'm not saying night one's going to be horrible. Night one is going to be phenomenal. But because this story is so great, it's like last year. We just want to see Cody and Roman. Yeah. And we have to wait one whole day to get it.
True.
This is going to be great. I'm excited for it. I'm excited for it. Man, I love wrestling.
This is going to be a stacked WrestleMania. This is going to be a
stacked
crazy
card.
WrestleMania.
Yes.
Because
we're not even talking about people like Solo and Jacob. Oh my goodness, what's going on there? A lot of stuff is going on. A lot of stuff is going on.
And if you want to look at post-Mania, Raw's coming to Columbus. Columbus,
yes.
Ohio.
The 23rd
of June. So be sure to follow us then.
Yeah. So you can the current call might be the current call is going to be tweeting live from the Nationwide Arena, home of the Columbus Blue Jackets. So if you didn't know, now you know. The Current Call podcast, your boys, the Spanish Fly and Nacho are stationed right here in the capital of Ohio, the Buckeye State, Columbus, Ohio, not too far from the Ohio State University. We will be at the Nationwide Arena on the 23rd of June. So we're excited for that. I hope that I can hang out there with Nacho, with Chase, with Parker, and with anybody else from the Current Call podcast family. If if you're from the Ohio area, you're gonna be there, man. We would love to come up to us and meet us, man. We'll have our Current Call podcast shirts on. I promise you that. Nacho will have his, I'll have mine on. We're excited. What an exciting time to be a wrestling fan. And the great thing is that tomorrow's Monday Night Raw, man. And what's gonna happen on Monday Night Raw? Because storylines are heating up. So this is the greatest time of wrestling, because now everything starts boom, 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 going into place for WrestleMania. Storylines are being filled out. They're going. So it's exciting, very exciting, very exciting. Nacho, any final thoughts, man?
Yeah, I'm excited. I can't wait. I've been waiting all day to talk to you about this,
Yes, sir.
and it was a great time. I hope you all enjoyed it. I hope you all look forward to our future commentary and whatever future storylines or craziness gets thrown our way. And you can bet we're going to be here to talk about it.
Absolutely. So if you haven't done so by now, look, man, click on the subscribe button, click on that notification bell. That way you get notified whenever we go live or whenever we do videos. It's always fun talking to you guys. It's always fun talking to my man Nacho. So let's close it off. So let's do it like we always do it. If you got it too sweet me, you know what? If you got it too sweet me, or do the cero miedo, however you want to do it. But just remember that here at the Curtain Call Podcast, no matter what, Nacho and your boy, the Spanish Fly, we always kick out at 2. Let's go, Nacho. Hey, yo, Rock, go.